So today I wanted to talk about how you can actually fund your own music career using business loans. So if you're an independent artist, really the only thing that separates you from a major record label, well, artist assigned to a major record label, is the fact that you don't have the funding to actually help you with your marketing. So if you want to be able to do that, the first thing that you need to start doing is thinking like a business. So many independent artists make the mistake of thinking of themselves only as the art and only thinking about the craft. Even though that is very important for you as a creative, you do need to understand how the actual business side works so that you can actually be able to sustain yourself throughout your career and make money. So, the first thing that you're going to want to do is actually establish yourself as a business. So, if you're a recording artist or a songwriter and you've already got your stage name together, you're already creating, you're already making music, then if you want to be able to get funding to be able to push your music out there, to be able to reach more fans and grow your fan base, it's very important for you to actually establish yourself as a business by starting an LLC. So the first thing that I always recommend is for independent artists to turn their stage name into an LLC. So you can do this by going on to your right with your state commission website. So for Virginia, you need to go to the SCC website, which is easily accessible, and you need to make sure that you actually apply for your stage name to be able to be an LLC. So for the only thing that you really need for the application process, they have to be able to do an identity verification process for you, and they also want to make sure that that name is not taken, so that you as an entity will not be having anything that can be mixed up with somebody else already having that business name. So that's really all the application process is. As long as they can establish that you are an individual and that you will be responsible for this business, there won't be anything holding you up on the application process. The other thing is that they're going to want to make sure that you are a resident in the state that you're applying to do this business in. So let's say if you are going to be doing business, if you're going to be doing business primarily in Virginia, then you need to be getting your LLC registered in Virginia. So there's a whole process for that. It's actually really easy. I do help artists with signing up for that process, but that's going to be the number one thing that you need to do with starting is actually taking your stage name and turning that into an LLC. So once you do that, you're going to be able to apply for an EIN number. If you don't know what an EIN number is, the EIN number is just your employer identification number. So that's going to be the number that they pretty much assign to you for when you're paying taxes for your business. You can think of it as like a social security number for your business. So you know just how when you're born, you have your birth certificate and your social security number. You can think of your articles of organization, which is what you get whenever you start your LLC, as kind of like the birth certificate for your business. And then your EIN number will be the social security number for your business. So that's going to be something that is going to be like that personal identification number for your business. So you're going to use that for whenever you're applying for loans, whenever you're looking to get business credit, all of that. And when you're looking to see like your business credit score, you're going to need your EIN number for all of that. So it works just the same way that your social security number will work whenever you're applying for anything financial for you personally. So once you have your LLC established, so you have your articles of organization and you have your EIN number, which is going, like I said, you're going to apply through the IRS to get that free EIN number. Then you need to be able to start actually establishing credit. So if you want to be able to do that, I suggest definitely making sure that you sign up with Duns and Bradstreet for you to be able to get your Duns number. So the reason your Duns number is important, that is just another type of score where you have your business credit score. So if any of you all are familiar with Credit Karma, where you can log on there and see your different credit scores. So Duns and Bradstreet is one of those credit reporting agencies that is similar to like Equifax and TransUnion for your personal. So you can actually log on to Duns and Bradstreet and be able to see what your business credit score for them would look like. You can also do that for Equifax and TransUnion as well for your business specifically. So just like how everything works with for your personal credit score, they're going to be looking at certain factors to determine whether or not it will be a sound decision for somebody to loan you money. How likely are you actually to pay these people back? So that's important for you to be able to get business loans, get business credit cards, and of course, whenever you are starting a business, capital, having that access to that money is going to be something that's going to be able to really help you and propel your business. So, as an independent artist, what you can actually use that money for once you actually started building this credit is you can actually use it for marketing of your music. You can be using it to go on tours. Everything that you need to do is to be able to start building your fan base, because in turn that's going to allow you to reach out to them for selling merch products, of course, supporting your music, and that's always the business as far as you as your stage name can begin to make money. So those are the three things that you definitely want to start with. Like, just a quick recap what we talked about so far. You want to make sure that you're able to turn your stage name into a LLC. You want to get your EIN number from the IRS so that you can actually have that own kind of like social security number for your business. And then you want to be able to start building credit by monitoring your credit score, your business credit score, with it, which is going to be your DUNS number, your business Equifax number as well. So when you're doing these things, like I said, it's going to be separate from your personal credit. But when you're just starting out, if you don't have any business credit, like you don't have any history of business relationship where you have to pay anyone back from your business, they will look at your personal credit as well. So one of the things that you want to do is just to make sure that you can start building this your business credit. A very good easy way to start off are net 30 accounts. If you don't know what a net 30 account is, so net 30 accounts are kind of like you're able to make a purchase as your business, but you're going to pay the balance off in 30 days. So they have net 30s, net 60s, net 90s. So the only thing that number means, that 30, 60, or 90, is the amount of days that you have to pay that remaining balance. So for example, just like how if you have like a credit card for like a store, whether it's like a Dillard's or Victoria's Secret credit card or anything like that, you're able to pay that balance off in a certain amount of time. That's going to work the exact same way for your business. Whenever you're purchasing supplies and things for your business, it's going to be reported back to those business credit bureaus whether or not your payment was made on time. So that's a good way, like I said, to start building credit, because if you have a net 30 account, then you can purchase different things. Like let's say if you make t-shirts, or you have a custom clothing line that's part of your brand as an artist, then you can actually purchase those items and then be able to pay them back over the 30 days. And then they will report at the end of the 30 days whether or not you made your payment on time to them, to the business credit bureau. So if you did make it on time, not only were you able to immediately start getting those products that you needed to be able to start selling so that you can start paying for them, you also now have that actually reported to the business credit bureau. So that's an amazing thing to start doing. If you're looking for a couple of good net 30 accounts or net 30 vendors to use, there's one called T-Shirt Business Club. T-Shirt Business Club is really great for anyone who uses blanks and they need to be able to purchase blanks in bulk for their t-shirts. That's a good route. But there's also a lot more. If you actually go on to, you can literally just search like net 30 accounts, and there are all these different vendors that offer these options will be able to come up for you. So I will suggest definitely, if you're able to do that, so that you can start building credit, and especially if they're a clothing vendor, if you're an artist and you're having a clothing line, that's going to be a great way for you to go ahead and start getting that merch out immediately. So net 30 accounts is one way for you to start building that credit. Another way that you can do, there is a site called Credit Strong. So Credit Strong does offer help with both personal and business credit. So the way that they work is they will actually give you a secured loan. So you would choose the amount. I believe for them is either you can choose between $2,000 and $5,000. And what you will actually do is you make payments on it as soon as you apply for it. They will report that they gave you the loan of, let's say, of the $2,000, but you would not be able to get the loan until you have paid off 100% of the balance. So that's what it means by when it's a secured loan. So they will report to the business credit bureaus that they gave your business a loan for $2,000, and then every month you need to make payments. Now, here's the thing: whether you make the payments late or on time, they're going to report them. So if you're not in a space financially where you can take out this loan and know that you'll be able to pay it back on time, I do not recommend doing that, because you're actually going to be starting your business off in the deficit, really. So you want to make sure that you're making those payments every month on time, so that so that they will be reporting that $2,000, those payments have been made every month to the business credit bureau to be able to increase your credit score. So then, the wonderful thing about that is, at the end of that you've paid off your balance, you will then, of course, be able to receive 100% of that loan. So after you've actually paid them the money for that $2,000 loan, they will then in turn give you the $2,000 for you to actually use. So if you can open as many of those as you would like with Credit Strong. So that's one of the things that's really great about them, because they'll actually help if you have multiple accounts. The way that it will look on your business credit report is that you have received multiple business loans and you've been making all of your payments on time. So that will be able to make you have a stronger credit score for your business. So net 30 accounts. Looking for secured loans that specifically for your business through programs like the ones that are offered at Credit Strong. And then you're also going to want to make sure that when you're opening your business bank account, make sure that you are not overdrafting and not paying those fees or closing the account. So this is very important, because just the same way that these things affect your personal credit score, if you have something like that on your business credit score, let's say you have your business bank account that you've opened, and then you start as you're trying to pay off these loans, you do fall into overdraft, and then you actually end up having to close the account. That is going to be very bad for your credit score, because it's going to be reported that you now have a debt that has not been paid, and that account has been closed due to not having funds, which means that it will negatively impact your ability to actually pay back any loans that would be given to you. So as long as you're making sure that you're staying within good standing with your bank account, you're paying your net 30 or net 60 or net 90 accounts on time, you're paying whatever of these secure loans that you're getting, you're going to make sure that you're making these payments on time, you're going to see a significant increase in, like, you're starting to establish business credit. So as far as I know, we just finished talking a little bit about the business bank accounts. My personal favorite banks to go through for business banking, I've had wonderful experience with Chase Bank, Truist Bank. Those two for me are my absolute favorite. So currently, right now, I am using Truist for my business banking. I love it because they also offer a payroll service. So once you get to the point that you can actually start paying employees, and here's another thing as well, you can also pay yourself as an employee, because you are doing the work as a business. So when you're actually paying yourself, you can actually set up through Truist a payment account where you can actually pay yourself, and you will actually be able to have, of course, the whole pay stubs, everything, where you can actually use that information to for things for your personal, because I know that's one of the things that we run into as an entrepreneur. If you are working for yourself and you don't have any consistent pay stubs coming in, sometimes it can be difficult with doing certain things on the personal side. But that's just the way that you can do that, where you actually will be able to receive a paycheck from yourself, from your business. So that is through Truist, and that's just one of the reasons that I personally like them. And they don't have any fees. So that's the thing. Like, I know a lot of business accounts, Chase included, you actually do have to pay some sort of monthly fee for having a business account. With Truist, there is no fee for their business banking at all. So that is really, really cool. But those are some things that you can do as far as starting with getting the business credit together. And so once you actually have gotten to the point that you are building your business credit, you you want to definitely make sure that you're using these funds wisely. So if we look at what it is, if you as an independent artist, what you need to really be focusing on when you're spending this money on your marketing, you want to for sure be focusing on growing your social media. But the way that you do that, I wouldn't necessarily. I suggest that you don't put it into ads directly, because if you put it directly into an ad, but you don't have your content for exactly who that ad should target, and you're not making sure that that content is going to actually be impactful, then it's not really doing anything. You're really just throwing money like down the gutter. So what I actually suggest is if you actually do things that can actually grasp attention. So I call it magnetic marketing. So the only thing that you need to do with magnetic marketing is it's not that you're throwing things out there and just trying to hope that people catch on to it. You're doing things that are going to draw people in, things that are going to attract the people that you identify as your ideal fans that will actually want to support you and continue to spend money with you. So some things that I suggest doing, for example, if you are someone who does R&B, if you're an R&B singer and you know that your fan base is primarily women, you can do a Cash App lunch giveaway. So that's something that is pretty effective and is still low cost, where you can actually about 5 or 6 times a month choose have a contest where you actually can post something on social media and ask people to ask women to tag 3 other women in the post, and then they'll automatically be entered in for free into your Cash App lunch giveaway. And then you choose a fan based on the people who have actually tagged the number of people that you're asking to. You can even ask them to maybe post something in their story where they actually show that they're listening to a specific song, things like that, so that it's getting their followers to be able to see your content. When you do things like that, then you can actually select a winner, pay for their lunch, send them $20 on Cash App for their lunch, and then that right there has done so much more for you than just putting $20 into a post for like an upcoming music video. That's going to get so much more interaction with you, because you're going to have women tagging other women to see the post and they will in turn do the same thing with tagging more people so that they can see the post, but they're doing this specifically so that they can be eligible for your giveaway. So the as you continue to up the price and or up the value, let me say that, so you continue to up the value in these giveaways, then you're going and you don't require much from people to participate, you're going to start to see a lot more engagement on that post. So something that I have worked personally with artists for, there was an artist I worked with that actually did a flute out challenge. So they posted onto Instagram, and they asked them to tag 5 other women, and they asked them to go and buy their single that was going to buy their single on pre-order, so that when they bought it on the pre-order, all of the pre-orders will count towards the first day of release. But we'll get into that into just a second. But that's exactly what they did, and that worked very well because they actually were giving out a flight. So they were giving out a $300 Delta gift card. So with that, the only thing that they had to do, like I said, was tag them and then buy their single for $199 on iTunes. And so many people did that did help their numbers from when the single was released, because all of those pre-orders count for the day one as far as purchases. So that does help when you have everything registered properly for the Billboard charts. But that's just an example of how you can actually use those things to your advantage. So you can take that money that you're getting from these business loans to purchase things like flights, purchase things like other things for giveaways. It can be designer bags that you're going to give away to fans, because all of this is going to be specifically for your marketing, because everyone who's going to be participating in these giveaways are going to be promoting you, and they're going to be interacting with your posts and knowing more about your brand to be able to tell other people. So those are just some things you can do to get started. I don't know, I did mention a little bit about the Billboard chart, so I can briefly go over that for you also. Once you've gotten to the point where you've turn your stage name into an LLC, you have your EIN number for your business already, and you're building your business credit, and you've gotten these business loans or this line of credit for your business, then you can start purchasing things for these giveaways online be able to build your fan base. And like I say, it can work with no matter what the product is, but you need to understand who your fan base is for what's going to be considered the most valuable to them. And as you continue to do that, when you're setting these giveaways, asking people to do things like purchase your 199 single on iTunes, then what you're actually going to be able to allow is, as long as your music is registered properly, you'll actually be able to be eligible for the Billboard charts. So Luminate Data is the name of the company that handles the data for the Billboard charts for Billboard. So they are literally paid by Billboard to be the ones to go ahead and collect all of that data to be able to help them compile the charts. So if you are not registered with Luminate Data, Billboard will not even know that your music exists. Even if they do know, it won't actually be considered in the data, because if it's not in Luminate's data, then they won't consider the data, because that's literally what they pay Luminate for. So if you want to be eligible, you have to go on to Luminate Data to register your music. And you guys can check all of this. This is literally right there on Billboard's site. It's not like any hidden information. They actually have a tab. They're like, hey, how can I be on the Billboard charts? And they tell you, go to Luminate Data and get your stuff registered. So with that, you also have to have at least 500 sales for you to be considered eligible for the chart. So therefore, for that week that you're deciding for your music to be released, and Billboard runs their charts from Friday through Thursday, so that's why you need to make sure that you're releasing your music on a Friday, which I'm pretty sure everyone has heard of the trend, New Music Fridays. This wasn't just because they chose that for randomly, it's because Billboard's charts run from Friday through Thursday. So if you choose the Friday that you're going to be able to release your music, if you set it enough in advance where now you've done these giveaways and you required people to buy these pre-orders, on day one, all of your pre-orders will count as your sales for that first day. So if you've been set this out for 6 months, and you've been constantly doing giveaways, promoting, working with other friends who are entrepreneurs and getting them to offer discounts on their things for anyone that has your pre-order. So then you now have this network of entrepreneurs where if you have this one pre-order, you can get a discount from this person's clothing store, a discount from this person's hair salon, discount from this person's nail salon, and a discount from this person's agency. So if you can go ahead and create a network like that, where that $199 pre-order gets all of that value, more people who are not even interested in your music will still buy the actual pre-order album. So let's say you've done that, you've done your giveaways, and now you have 1,000 people who have bought your album. You really only need 500 to be eligible, but I say always you want to shoot higher for that, because 500 is just for eligible. You want to not just be on the charts, you want to make an impact. So why not shoot for 1,000? So once you've done that, and your music's already been registered with Luminate Data, so they've been actually tracking all of these pre-order sales and everything, then when it's released for that first week, you will actually be able to be on the Billboard charts. Those are the only two things that you need to be eligible for Billboard. You need 500 sales within your first week of release. So like I said, if you do everything you do on pre-order, it's automatically counted for day one of release. And you need to be able to have your music registered with Luminate Data so they know to look for it. You do those two things, you will be able to be eligible for the Billboard charts. So those are just some things that I would say for any artist that is looking for information with what do I actually need to do to be able to get my music career funded by business loans. Those are the things that you would need to do. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know it was a little lengthy, but I would try to pack it with as much value for you guys as possible, because this information is just so important. So if you're interested in reaching out to me so that we can talk more about this, I do have a Supreme Talent Patreon page. So I'm actually going to post it in the link here on the YouTube video, but just so you all know, you can always go to my Patreon page, sign up for this, and I do one-on-one consultations with each of the artists that are a part of that Patreon page, as well as digital courses where you can always go and learn more in-depth topics about the things that we talked about today. So thank you all so much, and here we go.